Hi everybody, it's Tara Mays from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Western Pennsylvania. I'm here to give you another exciting episode of Cultural Cooking. Today, what? Sorry, I'm right here. That was my puppet act with my onion, with my beautiful red onion. So I'm sorry, I'm a little silly today. It's Friday. Please forgive me. So I like to use the small camera because it's nice for me to be able to get a close-up action of my hands on the cutting board and things that you need to see. I think seeing my hands, listening to my voice, watching the food is a much better way to learn about the food. However, I will show you my face every once in a while. Also, one thing to note is as we're improving in this process, I will be sending pre-information before the next live video. So the person the developers are going to be able to tell you ahead of time what I'm going to make and give you a recipe. So in that case, you can follow that recipe if you choose to. You could go to the store and get a couple of those ingredients and give it a shot. I'm going to try to also bring my recipe list, make it more close to home. Like I'm going to adapt the recipes to the area and to what we have available to us. And food that's economical, so that we can afford. So here we go. Is that a word, economical?
Sure is.
Okay. Okay, let me pull up my recipe here. Today we're making Indian meatballs with yogurt sauce. Today we're going to do a version of Indian meatballs with some of the Indian spices, some of the, I think it's like Asian Indian. So what part of India is that?
South Asia.
South Asia, also India. Mm-hmm. So we're going to be, sharing flavors between two countries. And I'm also going to adapt the cooking process to my kitchen. For example, they want us to do a broiler. I'm going to do my wok. All right, I'll show you in a minute. Okay, so lots of adaptations. Actually, the very first ingredient, we're going to time ourselves for these things, is 2 pounds of lean ground beef. What I have is 1.63, so I have like 1/4 less than what they say.
Plus, it's a mix.
Mixed meat, because beef, and all meat in general, but beef is very expensive right now. So I figure these were close to the same price, this mixture of pork, veal, and beef. So I thought, well, why not add a little extra flavor? Now, for those of you who don't eat pork or veal, that's fine. Go with straight beef, all right? You want an 80% beef, 20% fats whenever you do just beef, because you want your beef to be soft, okay? You don't want it to be real hard for a meatball. And I usually tenderize mine by adding oatmeal if I don't have like that high fat content beef. Okay, 1 medium onion minced. This onion is obviously large, so we're going to cut this in half. Okay. Careful. And then we're going to cut this into a 1/4, because red onions tend to be strong, in my opinion. And then I'm just going to take this right over to my handy dandy saran wrap and wrap that up immediately so the air doesn't hit it too much. Because that's how you keep your fresh onions and produce. I'll be right back, guys.
Does cutting onions make you cry?
Sometimes, and I'll tell you some tricks. Okay, let me give you the onion tip. Okay, here's the onion tip. The tip to not crying when you do onions, the answer to that is that there is no tip, okay? People will say, wear goggles, hold your breath, do this, that, and the other. Doesn't really work.
I gotta tell you though, when I wore contacts, I felt like I never really had an
Okay.
irritation when I wore contacts when I was cutting onions, but I haven't worn contacts in a long time, so I have
Yeah.
no idea if that was real or not.
So everybody, I guess it's different for everybody. So I'm chopping this onion. It has to be diced finely, it says, but I'm going to chop it the easiest way. You want a nice flat surface. I'm holding my knife correctly, and I'm going to chop this up like this. My eyes are stinging already, and even though I wear glasses and I'm holding my breath and breathing through my mouth right now, I can feel the sting starting to happen.
So what does minced mean?
Minced means actually just really small dice. You could actually take this if you wanted. It's not quite like putting it on a grater.
So it's like a fine chop, but
Yeah, it's like a fine chop.
not grated.
You can put it on the grater. Minced can be like,
Could you pulse it in a
maybe it's like a
blend-
small,
I mean,
it's
food
like
processor?
it's like a real choppy food processor type thing. I'm not mincing mine per se. I'm just doing like a rough chop. I like the flavor.
That's pretty close to it.
I like the flavor of onion. It doesn't bother me. See, I'm milling this, guys. I'm holding one end of the knife down. I'm going back and forth with my knife just very gently. All right, now, oops, I've got a couple big pieces in there. See how I'm closing my eyes? You can't see that. I'm closing my eyes as I'm working like this. I'm like squinchy, because that's the way you do it. Okay, gotta squinch it up. Oh, okay. All right, get that onion right in that pot. All right, just get it out of your face. Okay. In the instructions, it said, once you make your meatballs, to put it in a broiler, 4 minutes on each side, flip it. But that seemed to me like way too little time. So we're gonna use my wok with a lid on it. I know broilers are very high temperature, so maybe it's enough time, but I don't know. I don't really trust broiler cooking. But
Maybe that was a small meatball.
yeah, I don't know. I'm making mine small though too. Next thing, 2 large garlic cloves, minced. Okay, so this is an old garlic that I bought for you guys for around a month ago. And it's a good quality garlic. This is the kind of garlic that this is not the little bitty garlic that you get at the store, regular store. This is the Asian market garlic. So it's like nice and big cloves.
Still good?
I think so. So get rid of those little tiny ones. We're gonna open it. Actually, let's do the slam. Boom. It's easier to slam. I'm gonna go ahead and do 4 because I need 2 later for my other part of this meal for the sauce. See, chop once. You only need to chop once if you look at your plan. If you make a plan. Okay. All right. So that's pretty good still. Get rid of this extra stuff. Get the skin off. Look, the skin just comes right off. And that's partially because it's old. It's not old like bad. It's older. Food can be eaten at all different stages, guys. A lot of people are just so used to the American diet and the refrigerator and the things that we have. But in the past, in history, this has been sitting on my counter. You know, it's fine.
You'd know it was bad, right?
Yeah, if it was bad,
How would you know?
You could tell. You could see brown spots. It would just have a awful color. Like sometimes when garlic goes bad, it turns like yellow or brown.
Would it have a big green thing like growing out?
Yeah, it might sprout a little bit and be bitter. I've eaten garlic sprouts. I like them, but they're a little bit on the bitter side. So then you take, therefore, we're going to chop these all because we have to chop it up for the other side. We're just going to split it in half. Okay, so you're going to chop this up, mince it, just like I did. Mill it. Mill it, mill it, mill it, mill it. Good, we're doing good on time. You just want to get these cooking and in the pan in a little minute here. Okay, good. All this is going to taste so yummy. All right, here we go. Garlic into the pan, the bowl. All right. Ginger. I forget how much ginger it says. Oh, we're not at ginger. Oh yeah, here we go. 1 teaspoon minced ginger. This is the same hand of ginger that I had a while ago. Look at that. Look what we're down to.
It healed itself.
It healed itself. Okay, it's still firm. So I bet you it's still good. It did grow something here. Grew a little sprout. So let's chop off the sprout. Okay. Let's chop off this end.
Can you plant that sprout?
Probably. Yeah. So we're just going to chop. It's perfect. It's just fine. This ginger is so fine. This is a month old on my counter, just like my garlic. And here's my little bowl to show you how I store it. No cover, nothing.
No, there's some things you have to refrigerate though.
Yes, but these, no, you don't have to.
Gotcha.
Yeah, in fact, I think refrigeration hurts both of these items. Put those right back on my counter there. Okay, we're gonna chop this very easy. It says 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon. I love ginger, so I don't mind if I do a tablespoon instead of a teaspoon. Okay, and you measure that after you chop it. So I just rough chop that skin. And this is the softer way to cut it because the texture, the grain is up and down. It's easier to chop it with the grain going up and down rather than side to side. So then you'll see, because now I'm going side to side. And now there's a little bit, you can feel it against your knife. That's a little bit harder to chop. But we're going to, again, very firmly, because it has that grain in it, you have to kind of work a little harder at getting that into a dice. So I'm going to like kind of just really saw it and break that up. You can take this, you can squeeze it in a garlic press too. You can pulverize it in your food processor. I could have taken all 3 of these things, onion, garlic, and ginger, and pulsed it in my food processor. That would have been fine. But you know, I'm kind of like, for this process, it feels good to chop things. All right, good. In the bowl. All right, that's done. Next thing, we got our handy dandy measuring spoons here. Okay, so you want to have the right measuring spoons. It says 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. I just got us some soy sauce because we were out. And where did I put it? Down here. I forgot to pull it out. Okay, hold on guys. It's right here. Okay. All right. 3 tablespoons of, I always get the low sodium Kiko Man because I just like it. Every soy sauce tastes good to me though. There are soy sauces, Asian soy sauces that say dark soy sauce, light soy sauce. I don't usually have a recipe that requires me to, okay, into the bowl. How many? 3. Okay. This will give us our good little salt. A little bit of salt. This is the soy salt. 3. Right into the bowl. All right. We'll put that over there. Next ingredient is 2 large eggs beaten. We have our eggs right here. All right, here we go. 2 large eggs. I was going to use duck eggs today, but then at the last second we decided to go with a regular chicken egg. The duck eggs are kind of big, to tell you the truth. They might have been too big. Beaten.
She was gonna use duck eggs, but I got chicken.
Patrick got chicken to eat duck eggs. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. Beating that up. You can also just toss them in there. Like, I mean, I'm not sure what the advantage is to beating them up before you put them in there.
Just have everything evenly, you know.
Yeah,
consistent.
Yeah, homogenized. Okay, ginger, shoot 1 teaspoon of salt. So we just did add soy sauce, so I'm not going to add a lot of salt. What I do is this. When it says teaspoon of salt, I just put like half of that. And I'm using the bigger salt, so that's fine. So now I can just measure it in my hand. That's like a half of a teaspoon. I can guarantee that's a half of a teaspoon. Here, I'll bet you.
Yeah, that's definitely not a whole teaspoon.
Wait, hold on, guys. I have it right here. This is a half of a teaspoon.
That's half a tablespoon.
Oops, that's a half. No, that's half a teaspoon.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm gonna see if I did it right. And
Oh, this is half a tablespoon.
And this is the big salt too. So let's see if I did it right. Yep. I would say pretty close. Yep. Okay. I could usually measure teaspoons. The old ladies will do this too. They'll, like, if you hold your hand, you pinch it together close like this, you put something in the middle. That's like a quarter, a half of a teaspoon. If you just, a pinch is a pinch, literally a pinch. If you widen out your hand a little bit, that's more of a teaspoon. If you widen out your hand a little bit more, that's like a tablespoon. Okay. 1/2 teaspoon freshly ground pepper. We don't have freshly ground pepper today. We have just regular pepper in a can here. And we're not going to measure this. And I don't have any fingernails anymore.
Here, I'll do it.
I got it. So I'm just gonna shake out a little bit until I can just see it in a pile. There we go. That's perfect. Okay. And then we're good. So now we're going to mix this up in our hands. Okay, with my hands, I'm going to take this and just stick my clean hand right in there and mix it up. Pick up the stuff that I just dropped on the cutting board. My goodness, I'm messy today. Okay, I'm not usually this messy. Okay, so I'm going to mix that up. I'll show you what it looks like in a minute. Oh, it's moist. Very, very moist. With that egg in there. It smells delicious. You know, it almost needs like a...
It's like a meatloaf.
Yeah, it almost needs like a sesame oil, but then it would become more too Asian. This is supposed to be Indian. Okay. All right, here we go. The Indian portion of these meatballs, I don't think there's any specific thing in the actual meat that makes it Indian. That comes in the sauce.
Oh, so the sauce might make meatballs taste like a...
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is.
Okay, here we go. All right, guys. All right, so let's heat up our pan. Good time, making excellent time. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna heat up our pan right here. All right. See? And I'm gonna add the olive oil, and then we're going to make some meatballs and go ahead and put that right in the pan. So let them start to cook. We want to get them a little bit crispy-ish, but what, you know, well done, firm to bite. Okay.
Brown?
Browned. We're gonna add a little bit of olive oil right here. Here's my olive oil trick. So here's the thing too that happens with oils, cooking oils. When they start to get, I'm gonna swirl it around my pan just to make sure that we get it all over the pan. But you can see oil, when it starts to separate and move around and get like a little smaller in volume, you can tell it's like hot. You can also like feel
like glossy.
Yeah, it just, you can, you know, it makes sense. You know, you can tell oil's getting hot.
Tell them about the feeling part. Don't stick your hand in that.
Yeah. Don't stick your hand on the pan, but if you can stick your hand like 1.5 inches up from the heated surface, you can feel the heat. You can know. Don't be careful you don't stick your hand on the edge of the pan either.
I got burned a hot oil.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was terrible.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you don't want to do that. I'm not trying to tell you guys to hurt yourselves here. I'm just giving you little tricks that once you become adept in the kitchen and you feel like, you know, you feel very confident in the kitchen, these are little tricks that you can do. Okay, now I'm going to start putting some meat in there. I'm just going to take this and just make little balls, okay? Little balls, and we're just going to put that right in the oil. See, you can hear it. You can hear it. I'm going to get like at least six of them in there for now, maybe more, because we're going to whip up our sauce. We got to get these cooking. Okay. If they fall apart a little bit, that's okay. And as I do meatballs, especially when I'm trying to hurry, they tend to get bigger. So you want to be mindful of how big you make your meatballs. If you want little delicate meatballs, you gotta keep, some people say use an ice cream scooper for the larger ones, or a fruit ball scooper, like a melon scooper, which I actually have in my kitchen drawer over here. But I don't want them that small.
Could you use 2 tablespoons?
Yeah. But I think the best gauge is your hands, you know. So I'm a ceramic artist, so I'm a very tactile learner. So I can tell by the weight and the feeling in my hands how big is right for this meatball. All right. So I'm going to keep my eye. I'm going to lower the heat on these in a minute, and I'm going to keep my eye on them and roll them around in the pan while we make our sauce. We're going to do a little multitasking. Okay. Okay. So here we go. One more. And one more for now. Oh, it's going to be delicious. Okay. All right. Let me wash my hands. All right. Okay, fun. Here we go. We'll keep an eye on that. And just to keep that heat high, we're going to put a lid on it. Let me show you the meatballs cooking away in there. I know it's kind of dark, but it's really pretty. And I'll show you in a minute. You'll see a lighted picture. I'll let that cook. I'm going to stir them around in 1 minute's time. All right, the next thing we're going to do is make a sauce. In fact, I can just go ahead and get rid of... No, do I need this? We'll see. I don't think I need this anymore. Oh, you know what? I put all the garlic in, didn't I?
They're gonna taste great. Ooh, I love garlic.
Yeah, so I have to chop a couple more pieces of garlic. My bad. I put all the garlic in the meat instead of saving half of it for the sauce. Okay, there you go. We're going to take this great big couple pieces of garlic. Won't take long. We're going to start building our sauce. By the time I chop this garlic, I'm going to rotate those meatballs. I'm being a little bit extra careful with this garlic right now, just getting it real fine. This garlic is going to go into the sauce. So I don't want a big honking chunk of garlic. I want a nice...
You want the flavor, but not the texture.
Not necessarily, you know, just like a... You can also use garlic powder.
Oh, yeah.
I do have garlic here, so... That's good. Okay. Let's flip this, these meatballs around. Okay. So I'm going to use a beautiful silicone spatula just to move these around. Oh yeah, look at those. They're just breaking right up. This spatula is not working. I'm going to use my tongs. Silicone tongs, so you don't get, oh, they're so soft. Okay, good. So you don't scratch your pan. These are so soft. Okay, this is where you know, guys, that you have to start to fiddle with your recipes a little bit.
It's starting to smell good.
Because you do not want... You gotta fiddle around with your recipes. These might be soft because I chose that meat mixture of veal and pork versus all beef. And also I want to lower my heat. Okay, so here we go. Sorry to make you dizzy, folks. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to lower my heat a little bit so we're not so high. And then we're going to add... I'm going to do something dangerous. I'm going to add a splash of water to steam up that middle section.
What?
We'll see.
Splash of water and oil?
I know. You have to be careful when you do this.
Dude, I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, you're fine. Just a dash. Just a dash. Okay, and you do this like this. You take your pan lid. Okay, can you hold this camera up so they can see it? you don't have to get close. You take your pan lid, you hold your pan lid away from you like this, right? And then, they can't see, a little bit over, okay. Then, you go in. It's not even hard. Just a little bit, okay? Good. So that meat's done. Now it's time to do the sauce. Easy. Okay. Good. All right, here we go for the sauce. Lost my thing. Okay. 1 pint of Greek yogurt. How many ounces are in a pint? I was confused, but a pint is 16 ounces. This is 2 pounds. This is 32 ounces. Okay. This is what?
Wait, it's pints a pound?
This is 2 pounds. 32 ounces. So 1/2 of 32, I'm not sure about that, but 1/2 of 32 is 16.
That I'm sure of.
So we're going to use half of this, okay? Half of this. Put it right in here.
Is that plain yogurt?
Plain Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt,
Yes.
but not flavored.
Not vanilla. This is oikos. This is my favorite. It has a real nice consistency. It's like thicker, okay? And it got some body. It has some body to it. Yogurt's really nice for you. It's good for your stomach.
A lot of people use that instead of sour cream.
Yeah. It's good sour cream substitute. It's got the acidophilus in it. It's just, if I can have a little bit of yogurt, but I can't have too much. But it doesn't. If I eat it in a balanced way, it's great. I'm gonna check this out. Nice. They're still okay. I might check them again. Let me flip these, and then we'll get right back to that sauce. Just gonna give them a little turn. I think they're fine. I'm gonna take the lid off and let them go. I think they're gonna cook up real nice. Well, actually, I'm gonna leave the lid on there. I'll take that back just to make sure they steam all the way through. All right. Plenty of time. Okay. Greek yogurt. 1 pint of Greek yogurt. 2 medium garlic cloves, minced. Right here. All right, right in there. 1 tablespoon fresh lemon juice. We do not have that. Listen, we've been looking for lemon juice for a while now. We should
2 months.
At our one store where we get it. But we should all just buy some lemons soon, which I will. So no big deal. We're not going to have lemon juice today. Not a big deal. Okay. 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And that turns into, for me, that's like, I can just, here's a tablespoon right here. 1, 2. 1. I was gonna just eyeball it, but since we had a tablespoon just sitting right here, we'll just go ahead and use a tablespoon. Okay. Teaspoon time. 2 teaspoons ground cumin.
I love cumin.
Yeah.
Cumin's used a lot in Mexican food too, isn't it?
Yes. Cumin. Ground cumin. Yes, cumin's like, sometimes people do overkill with the cumin, but I like cumin. It has that nice deep.
I don't know how you do overkill with that. I love it.
Yeah. 2 teaspoons of ground turmeric.
Turmeric? How do you pronounce that?
Okay, nobody knows how to pronounce
Turmeric?
this. Okay, listen. Look, here's the spelling.
Turmeric?
Some people say turmeric. Some people say turmeric, which with the R out of the place, with no
that's the way
R,
I
drop
said it,
the
I
R.
think.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Turmeric.
It's a beautiful color. It turns everything this beautiful yellow.
Yeah.
And they say it's really good for you. I don't know, but I think it is really good for you.
I've heard that.
Salt and pepper to taste, and 1/2 of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So, because we do have a little bit of sensitivity in our house, we're just not going to add a whole 1/2 teaspoon of this stuff right here. Okay. Ground cayenne red pepper. We're just going to add 1/4 teaspoon. Or a little tiny bit. Just a little bit, okay? Like that. Okay? I usually like hot stuff, but lately it's just sometimes, you know, everything in moderation. Okay. All right, so let me check on those. Oops, that's hot. So when things get hot, guys, use a pot holder. Here we go. All right, those are beautiful. They're cooking up nicely. We're gonna let those go for a few more minutes and then they're gonna be done, okay? While we mix this up and get ready to plate. Okay, I'm looking over, oh, salt and pepper to taste. Just wanna add just a smidge of salt, nothing major. And just a smidge of black pepper. Okay, and then we're gonna mix. And mix this all up very beautifully. And then we're gonna get ready to plate and try this. We got time. We're doing very well with time. I love the challenge of doing these little episodes, these shows, because it really helps me out as a cook. It makes me think about time. It makes me think about process, you know, how long things take. You have to be really good at things to make videos. To tell you the truth, you can't just, like, if it's your first time in the kitchen around any kitchen tools, you know, it's going to be hard for you to make a timed video. Okay, now let's taste this. I'm going to put some on my pinky finger just like a chef. Okay, I'm going to pull that camera up to my face. Here we go. Here we go. Mmm.
You like that?
Mmm. I do. Do you want to try it?
Have a spoon?
Mm-hmm. Here, just taste it.
Okay.
Where is he? Where is he?
Mmm.
You like that?
That's good.
Okay. Okay. All right. Let's shut the heat off of these meatballs for a minute. Let them keep rest in the pan. All right. Let's put this to the side, our sauce. Now it's time for presentation. Guys, I don't know how much I've said this before, but we eat with our eyes, we eat with our nose, we eat with our hands, we eat with our ears, we eat with our mouth. We eat with every sense that we have, okay? So, like, I love making artwork out on my plate. It's called plating. I love making artwork out of food, using food as a medium, okay? So here we go. I'm going to show you some fun ways to plate. All right. So, you don't want to just take a meatball dish and throw it right on a plain old plate. You know, you want to make it beautiful. And meatballs, these ones are brownish in color with some dark parts and some light parts. So I picked a white 3-tiered bowl, okay, 3-bucket bowl, like for sauces, because I think it will be pretty, all right?
It's a cool looking dish.
And it's a cool looking dish. I got that at the Asian market. I'm going to take my handy dandy knife and slice up some beautiful cucumber. I wanted some vegetables to go with this dish, okay? The lettuce, I wanted some Boston lettuce. I didn't see any that I liked at the store, so I improvised. So I'm going to go with making on the bias. That means a diagonal cuts on a cucumber. And I want them to not be too thick, but thick enough. Okay, so, and I washed this cucumber again to get rid of that waxy coating they always put on cucumbers to make them last longer or make them look better. I'm not sure. So I'm going to cut those on the bias. Really pretty, just like that. And then I'm going to place these cucumbers in these little slots in the way that I like them. So this one came out of somewhere, so we'll try to guess where it was in size. Good. So I'm going to put one. I'm trying to make this so you can see it. But I'll pick up the camera so you can see it. I'm going to put one on each portion here.
Am I catching it?
Huh? Well, maybe I should lower this. I know what to do. I know what to do.
There you go.
There we go. We're going to lower this. And we're also going to make it look, you see it better. We're going to pull this away. Okay, whoops, and there goes my little forky. That's okay. I'll wash it off. Okay. Okay. I'm a big fan of fancy little silverware. So anytime I can find some plasticware or something of a certain color or shape or size, I pick it up. It's just fun. Okay, I only have one of these, but I'll be getting more. So I want the skinnier parts of this to show better. Oops, let's get some more in there so this stands up. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, put this little guy down here. Pretty. Okay. Now that's also going to hold your grease and trap any oils or anything that might come up from the meat. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our other thing that I had, apple. And now you're thinking, what? Apple? Apples are fun, especially crispy apples.
Same crunch as the cucumber, right?
I'm gonna just chop an apple. It has a harder crunch, so I like textures when I eat. So I like there to be a soft, a medium, and a hard texture.
What kind of apple is that?
This is a mix. It's called a twist apple. So they do these splicing of fruit trees now. So they try to like make two different fruits mate with other fruits. So this is a combination of a Honey Crisp and Pink Lady. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to get some slices on this apple. When I want this apple to look really nice, so I'm going to make these triangular cuts. I know you can't see this right now, but that's okay. I'm just going to make these triangular cuts for you. Watch your fingers. Remember, hold your knife correctly. And I'll just might make take another little one and make some long cuts just for heck of it. Okay, here we go. Take this apple. Okay, we're gonna put this apple, nice big piece of apple. Oops, I thought I had 3. Yeah, I do. Okay, this is just a bigger piece. Big piece of apple right here. Oh my gosh, this is gonna look beautiful. Actually, would it look better if the smaller end was up top? Yes. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, this is what I get in trouble when I was little for playing with my food. So if you're gonna get in trouble for playing with your food, don't get in trouble. But this is something that you get to do when you grow up and nobody's there to yell at you for playing with your food. Okay. All right, this is beautiful. Just a simple, look at how simple this is. Now I'm gonna hold on with these little strips of apple first. And hold on with those because I might add those later. Okay, let's take our lid. Now remember, use your pot holder.
Hot things look cold.
Yeah, hot things look cold. This is what Patrick told me a long time ago. So if something like a clear piece of glass lid looks cold, it's probably hot. Okay, always use your hot pot holder. Here we go. I'm gonna take one. First, I'm gonna test this to make sure that we're done. So I'm gonna take one out of the pan. Just make sure it's done. I'm just gonna take it at random. All right, before I plate, because you don't want to put an uncooked item on your plate. Oh yeah, that's done nicely. See it?
Yep.
Crispy is like I do my dumplings. Crispy on both top and bottom, steamed in the middle. And I think that's better than broiler cooking because this keeps more moisture in. Okay, so then I'm going to take this, or we'll save this for eating. Okay, I'm going to take these, pick out some nice characters here. We're going to place them in our bowl. We're going to put one here, one here. What time is it? Good, excellent time. And one here. And before we eat them, I'm going to take a picture. We're going to put one here, and one here. All right, and I'm going to show you too. Then we're going to take some apple strip and put a little apple strip right there. somewhere on the top there to make it for symmetry. There we go. And there we go. Nice. Now, if you were going to eat this, you could use a little fork like this. You can put that just right there. If I had more forks, I would put more forks on there. This would probably be a dish for one person. Let me hold this up so you can see it better. Pan it. Then we're going to hold it up at a distance. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Now, would you eat that, folks?
Yep.
I would totally eat that.
Yep. Don't forget the sauce.
Simple. Oh, the sauce. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's do the sauce. We're running out of time. Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's put a little dollop of sauce on the back side. Maybe here. Yes. Right between the cucumber and the meat. Yes. A little bit more here. Oh, look at that. And this meal cost, we went to the grocery store, this was
$20 worth of supplies today.
$20 worth of supplies. Okay, that's it. Plus our pantry. Look at that. So this is what it looks like up. I'm doing this wrong. There we go. Far away. This is what it looks like up close. Beautiful. Okay, so let me take my picture and then Patrick can come over and be the taste tester. Okay. Hold on 1 second, my dear. Oh my goodness. Okay, Patrick.
Taste test.
Taste test. You might have to blow on it a little bit.
It's okay.
Or you can even try a cooler down cut in half one if you want. There's the cut in half one.
Yeah, I wanted the sauce though. The sauce is wonderful.
You like that?
Oh, the meat's perfect.
Oh, okay.
So moist.
How's the texture?
Good.
Does it taste good with the apple?
Sure does.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And the cucumber. Great flavor combinations.
Yes.
Oh,
All right.
5 things going on there.
Now he's making me want to try it. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try a little bit with the sauce here. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this sauce on this.
Oh, it's so good.
So just so you guys know, Patrick is my husband, so as well as my partner. So it's okay if I eat off of the same silverware as he does.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're liking that.
Yeah. So I love everything. I love everything that we talked about in this. You have the crunchy texture, the medium texture, the soft texture of the meat. The meat has a little crust on it. The only thing that's odd to me is that there's not more Indian spices in the actual meat. But I think that's something that we can remedy.
Yep.
I think that's something that we can play around.
Yeah, we can get a curry or something.
Okay. So we're going to sign off really quick, but I just want to say happy cooking. Make sure that when you try different cultural foods, even if you live in Western Pennsylvania, like I do, or anywhere, you can use elements of different cultures and try and experiment and see, even with things that are around you, you can find something from India and you can put it into something that you have readily available to you. Okay? So I want you guys all to have a really great weekend, and I'll see you on our next cooking adventure. Bye.
Bye.